In Commitment 2024, two Democratic candidates are going head-to-head in North Carolina's District 72 House race. That district represents part of Forsyth County. Challenger Marcus Pearson is hoping to take over for Amber Baker. Joshua Davis spoke with both candidates.
The two candidates I spoke to say their communities are the heart and inspiration for everything they do. House 72 incumbent Amber Baker and challenger Marcus Pearson have quite a few similarities, but they have plenty of differences too. One notable example is their thoughts on the state income tax, which currently sits just under 5%.
If I had my way, we'd get rid of state income tax, like Florida, California. Oh, yeah, I would. Would I get rid of state taxes? Yes, because it puts more money into the consumer's pockets. If you put more money in my pocket, your pocket, his pocket, guess what? We're going to spend more money. The economy grows, keeps going.
I don't know what the rates are for our surrounding states, but I would venture to say that we are pretty competitive right now. And so why do we want to continue to take that to zero?
With their history in education, it's no surprise both candidates have it at the heart of their campaigns.
I'm a teacher at Carver High School. We're 48th, our state. We're 48th in education right now. So education, we're falling when it comes to students. We're falling behind because of the teachers. We're falling behind resources.
I was at the principal of Kimley Park Elementary School for 12 years. We have continued to talk about us continuing to slip near the bottom in rankings in terms of per pupil spending, in terms of teacher pay. And it's really sad given that North Carolina was once considered to be the beacon for education.
On housing, Pearson's idea is that of a cap.
So I think we need to have a rental cap. We should, because if you have that now, families won't struggle to find out how they're going to pay their mortgage or their rent.
Baker's idea is a little more involved.
So I say workforce housing, that someone who's making, $8, $9, $10 an hour can secure housing that is safe and clean. And so when you add that to a workforce development and training program that allows people to have pathways out of poverty, when you stabilize the home life, then you stabilize your educational system and you indeed stabilize your community.
Baker says this election season she's running because there's still work to do.
First 2 terms, while I have been extremely active in making sure that I am addressing constituent concerns, now I really want to see through some of the issues that I went to Raleigh to make a difference in.
And Pearson wants to change a narrative he sees as unnecessary and unhelpful.
What politics I see today, and it is this federal and state, Republicans and Democrats are yelling at each other. We ain't doing this. If they done this right here, we get stuff done. We gotta stop yelling at each other and have a conversation and come to some kind of agreement.
Pearson's main criticism of Baker is that she's not in the community enough.
Why should people vote for you instead of her?
Because I'm on the front line. She's not. I want to stay in the community. I can't be in Raleigh and be in my community at the same time. Now, I have to go to Raleigh, do my bills, sign my stuff off, negotiate, yes. But I'm going to stay here. I'm going to live in my district, because if I don't know what's going on in my district, I can't fight for you.
But Baker says she stayed true to her roots.
One of the things that I promised to do was to go and fight. Fight for the people of Winston, District 72, to go up there and be a voice in the room and speak truth to power about how we should make sure that we are taking care of our people in the city and indeed the state. I'm not done fighting.
And both candidates say they're ready and capable of facing their district's most important issues. Joshua Davis, WXII 12 News.